Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the program. And this is the Diana Wright Show live online. And we begin right now. And we start with some politics from Washington. And President Obama, I see, will go on what I am calling his Shame the Republican crusade around the country, taking his message to the American people while the Republicans are on their vacation. Yes, they're on vacation right now while they wait and wish and hope that the sequester goes through. While they wait and hope that our economy will crash and burn. Is that what the Republicans are really thinking while they're on vacation? Or is it not? Do they want to see the economy crash? Do they want to see national security put to the test? Or is at stake? Yeah? Is that what they want to see? Or is it not? Do they want to see education affected? Payroll checks furloughed? First responders laid off? Jobs gone? And paychecks slow to come? And your Social Security checks, I'm sure, will be affected. So are the Republicans willing to take the American economy down with their obstruction of justice, with their obstruction of the president, with their dislike of the president? What are they planning to do? Shouldn't they be in Washington right now doing the people's business? And of course, the president is taking full advantage of their absence because he was on the bully pulpit today in Washington telling us all the disastrous things that will happen if there is indeed a sequester. So, what do we do? Well, the Republicans are not there for you to call them, but I think you can still call. You can still jam their phones because I'm sure every single person is not on vacation. I'm sure their lowly staff are still there slaving while they're on vacation. So you can still call them and harass them and bombard their phones and jam their lines with your complaints about what they're not doing for us. March 1st is the day that the sequester will take effect. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just around the corner. A few days away. What date are we today? February 19? And this is March 1st. Can we count? I think we can. And we are going to allow the Republicans to ruin our economy and keep us on the edge of our seats as usual until midnight before the 1st, before we do something? No, 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 no. We are not that kind of people. We're going to get on our phones, and yes, even though they're on vacation, let them hear your voice. Jam the phone lines. Speak your mind respectfully, of course. No hating. Just let them know they need to cooperate. They need to compromise. Do they even know what that word means? Or is it just the intention of these people who think they're special? Because, I'm comparing them to those athletes. Let's even think of, Oscar Pistorius and Tiger Woods and all the other athletes who have fallen from grace because they thought they were special and they deserve special treatment and they can go around and do whatever they please and get away with it. Is this the way the Republicans are portraying themselves to us? Or are they fooling us by giving us a show, a theatrics, but behind the scenes they're secretly working? I don't think so, not this week anyway, unless they're working on their vacations, because they're still not in Washington doing the people's work. So that leads me to our idolization of athletes and celebrities. Why do we do this? And as I said, and I've said it 1,000 times, ladies and gentlemen, your children should not be looking to athletes and entertainers and celebrities to be their role model. You, as their parent, should be their role model. They should want to be like you, not like the athletes or the entertainers or the celebrities who turn around and disappoint them, either by a million women calling your name, or in the case of Pretorius, he shot his girlfriend, whether he intentionally did it or he did not intend to do it, we don't know. Whether they're stoned out on drugs or whatever, commit suicide like the recent young lady, McCrary. I mean, where and how do we need to tell parents, please? I see women taking their 9 and 6 and 7-year-olds to go see Britney Spears and that kind of thing. And they're there screaming and idolizing. No, they should be idolizing you as their parents. And they should be idolizing themselves as loving themselves. Because remember, the crusade of the Diana Wright Show live online is a crusade to get each and every one of you to love yourself. To teach your children to love themselves. No matter what color or creed, brown skin, dark skin, light skin, it doesn't matter. Blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, light brown eyes, whatever it is. Long hair, short hair, good hair, you know, as some people like to say, oh, you have good hair. What is good hair? Isn't it just the hair that God gave you when you were born? Or is it the hair you inherited from your parents' lineage? So if you want someone with good hair, as we speak, you should pick your partner accordingly. And sometimes when you go to that length to pick your partner, the child just ends up with the hair that you don't want them to have. I'm here to tell you that. I've seen it happen. Yeah. So, as we try to allow our children to idolize people and to make people their quote unquote role models, look inside of you, look inward and look in the mirror and wonder why you should not have your children have you as their role models, parents. So, hoping that the Republicans will not do what they're planning to do or what they're wanting to see happen. And Simpson Bowles, they're saying no to the sequester. But the Republicans keep talking about, what about Simpson Bowles? And Simpson, part of the Simpson Bowles team, he's saying, oh, President Obama should think about his legacy. I don't know. I think this is all a train heading to 2014, which is next year, and the midterm elections. I think this train has left the station, and that's all we are going to be talking about and worried about. And then once the train leaves the station next year, after the midterms, the next train will be 2016. So when does the work of the people get done? Because I'm telling you, it seems to me like a roller coaster of I being elected to Congress or to the Senate. And then my next phone call when I get there is to the fundraiser for my next run. Even if it's 5 years away, 6 years away, 4 years away. That's my phone call. So why then may I ask, why can't we have senators like Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, who seem clearly to me like she has our interest at heart? She's the only one trying to put those too big to jail people in jail, or even asking a question about it, brave enough to ask. So, What are we going to do about that? I'd like to know. I've told you what you can do to let your voice be heard, and don't tell me that you don't affect anything. You can affect change. One voice can change a whole lot of things. But that one voice, my friends, has to be persistent. And don't give up. So as we welcome you to the program again, we say thank you once again for joining us, and we remind you that the number to call is 561-228-1921. If you wish not to just watch, but you wish to call and participate and join the conversation, you can do so. And we welcome your call. We also welcome your suggestions at dianawright.tv@gmail.com. And we welcome your thumbs up and your support saying yes and like to us on Facebook. So, we thank you for doing all of those things and spreading the word, of course, to your friends to watch 10:30 in the morning and 8 in the evening, just for your convenience. So some of you might choose to just watch, but I know some of you would like to participate. Like I met a young lady last night and she said, I wanted to call, but they wouldn't let me call. So I welcome all the young people out there who want to speak. It doesn't have to be about school, because she was asking me that. It doesn't have to be about, education. It can be anything that's on your mind. So what's on your mind? You can call and you can speak your mind and you can tell what's going on in your life and how we can help. We welcome those calls. So, all right. So we are hoping that the Republicans will get off of their vacation and come back and do some work for the people. And of course, as the President Obama goes on his shame crusade of the Republicans, we'll just watch, because he's taken full advantage of the fact that they're not there to say anything right now. Where are they anyway? They all went to some faraway place that we don't know where to find them. That's the Republicans for you. Okay. Well, we're going to look at some news out of Jamaica right about now. But the news is out of Jamaica, about Jamaica, but it's kind of coming from Britain, from an up-and-coming 41-year-old Sean Bailey of Britain. He's of Jamaican heritage, but he is saying, and I'm asking the question, to keep the Queen or not to keep the Queen in Jamaica. So Mr. Sean Bailey says, take a break, you Jamaicans. Don't be so quick to give up the Queen, because you might regret it. I don't know if you remember when Prime Minister Portia Simpson won, she did declare that she was going to get rid of the Queen. But Mr. Bailey saying, not so fast. He says, Britain gives Jamaica access to a broader world market and community. So what do you think about that? Is Britain providing a wider community and a wider market for Jamaica? Or is it just a symbolic thing to have the Queen? What does the Queen actually do for Jamaica? Well, Mr. Bailey contends that Britain does a lot. He also says that Britain knows that Jamaica is good for them to have Jamaica. So I don't know how, hot and bothered it's getting in the collar of Jamaicans in Jamaica, but what's trending online from The Observer is just this, that Mr. Bailey is saying not so fast. He's an upcoming politician, 41 years old, so he's young and full of some steam. And he's saying, Jamaicans, not so fast. Give it some thought. Don't be in a rush to get rid of the Queen. So, I don't know if there's any one of you out there who feels strongly about getting rid of the Queen or keeping the Queen. So, to keep or to let loose the Queen, which is the answer to that. What are you thinking? What would you like to see happen in Jamaica if you are indeed Jamaicans? And I also found some news out of Trinidad, which I thought was fantastic because Anthony Carmona is the new president of Trinidad, declared by the Electoral College. I did not know that they had an Electoral College in Trinidad, similar to that of the United States. Not exactly the same, but, you know, it has the same name even. President Carmona is 59 years old, and his wife, Rima Hari Singh Carmona, she kept her maiden name. Well, he gave her high praise. He said his wife, Rima, is his rock. And my goodness, he gave her lots of accolades and praises for the man he is today. So we applaud that, Mr. President Anthony Carmona. And he said, this happened last Friday, by the way, and President Carmona assured Trinidadians that he was ready for what he called onerous task. It's an onerous task? Wow, Trinidad has some issues, you know. Yes, they have oil and they have some money, but they have other issues going on. Crime and other problems taking place in Trinidad. It's not just Jamaica. So, and he also said that, quote, his tenure will be marked by openness and by the principles of clarity, objectivity, fairness, and due process. That's a quote from the new president of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. So we are hoping that he will keep his word and he will go in office and give us clear vision of what's going on in Trinidad, and there'll be no cover-ups or anything of that nature. Because if we move to Haiti, we see they were having an issue because Haiti and Miami kind of collided with this decision. How, you might ask? Haiti's prime minister won his case against a New York-based Haitian journalist. The journalist wrote and published false and malicious reports about the role of Prime Minister Laurent Lamothe in the sale of a telecommunications company acquired by the Haitian government. And the U.S. judge, U.S. Judge Ongaro, this is what he had to say. He prohibited Joseph, the journalist, from ever writing about the Prime Minister or South Florida businessman Baker in their political life, in their personal life, and their professional life. So he kind of said, okay, Joseph, the journalist, you were wrong in saying that the Prime Minister of Haiti had anything chickeny to do with the sale of the communications government. All right? So it was done in malice, he says. So journalists, when you're going to slam someone, make sure you have your facts straight, okay? So there you go. Journalist, he lost. Of course, he's Haitian too, so I don't know. But anyway, moving along here now to, I guess I'm going to do my wow moment before I get to celebrity focus, because the wow moment is actually about Jamaica. In the Jamaican government, Senators Lambert Brown, who is part of the current party, that's the PNP, and the opposition JLP counterpart, that is Mr. Tom Tavares Finson. Know that name very well. I wonder if you know what they're pushing. They're pushing the decriminalization of what's called obia in Jamaica. I found that to be quite intriguing. Don't they have anything else to talk about or deal with? And that was their contribution that they brought to the debate to the Senate in Jamaica. Senator Brown says, Obeah is a religious belief? It is? I didn't know that. He says he's not willing to prosecute anyone for their religious beliefs. I didn't know that Obeah was a religious belief. Is it? No, I'm serious. I need to find that out because I just did not know that. So, and I really did not know it was a criminal offense in Jamaica if you were involved with Obeah. Well, I say you live and you learn as you go. Every single day you learn something new, and it's wonderful. Moving right along, the Volkswagen commercial that we watched during the Super Bowl that had the Jamaican language or patois or whatever we called it, or lingua. That gentleman is actually in Jamaica right now, getting all kind of praise and accolades from the people in Jamaica. So, I guess it wasn't so bad after all. Jamaica did get something out of it. So a lot of people who were mad, he's bringing some positive publicity to Jamaica. So maybe we need to thank him as opposed to try to kill him and try to blast him, as lots of Jamaicans were, and, quite offended that, they were using the Jamaican language and, not doing it well. And why didn't they just hire a Jamaican to do the ad and all that kind of stuff? So, all right. So he's promoting his brand in Jamaica, the brand of Volkswagen. I guess Volkswagen is going to be another big thing in Jamaica. It used to be a very big thing at one time. I remember when I was younger and when I was growing up, as I try to change this thing right now, I'm going to change and put up something else right here so you will get to see another piece of information. Yes, there you go. And I remember that Volkswagen, everybody wanted to own one. They used to call it the bug. And everyone you knew, I have a friend, Trevor Walfall, he only had Volkswagens. And lots of folks just wanted to have a bug. It was the it car. And then, of course, there was a Mini Cooper. So I guess they're trying to revive that in the country because it's pretty good on gas. At least it was. I don't know what it is right now because I've not driven a recent one. But I can see that they're small enough for the roads in Jamaica. They're pretty good. And I'm telling you, everyone I knew, their dream was to just own one of those bugs. So maybe this will bring some positive energy inside the country. All right. Let's kind of talk a little bit about celebrity focus. What do I want to talk about tonight? I want to talk about Rihanna. Because you see, Rihanna is being compared to Princess Diana because of the way she, I guess, manipulates the media and uses the media to her advantage and all that kind of stuff. But then she went ahead and she had a line of clothing that she laid out, and it's being called a horror show. Yeah? I really don't think Rihanna has any similarities to Princess Diana. First of all, Princess Diana wore clothes in public. She was never half naked. At least not to my memory anyway. Maybe I missed a photo here and there. But as far as I know, she was very much clothed. Rihanna, every time I see her, she looks like she needs to go home and she forgot some of her clothes in the closet. The other day, when CBS decided to clamp down at the Grammys, she was nicely dressed. That was the first time I've seen her fully clothed. And even then, her shoulders were out. But that's okay. So I'm not quite seeing how she manipulates the media like Princess Diana, and they have similar qualities. I just don't see it. Do you? I hope you don't, because that means I'll be very blind, and I'm not blind yet. And don't want to be blind. And maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. And then it is reported by some of the entertainers that she flashes her breast online. She likes to do that. I can't recall Princess Diana doing any such thing, or even thinking of doing any such thing. So as you ponder the similarities, I don't believe there is actually any to ponder. And her clothes, I don't know why everyone seems to be shocked about what her clothes look like. Her clothing line looks just the way she dresses, with lots of little skimpy things. And, you know, I would not allow my teenage daughter or my daughter in her 20s to even go out and look like Rihanna in her clothes, unless it was that gown that she was wearing at the Grammys, which was red and beautiful and flowing. And she actually looked very good dressed in a dress that was covering most of her body. So I'm not quite feeling or seeing the comparisons. But again, parents, do not, or I should not say do not encourage your children, because most parents don't encourage their children about role models. Just please, when you figure out that they are thinking of those people as their role models, just try to discourage them. Show them the true person. Give them all the information. Go online with them, right? And do the research with them to let them see the lives of these people that they want to be their role models. Because sometimes when you look into their lives, you would never want to go down that lane. So that's my beef on the horror show of her rollout of her designs. And I'm not quite sure why everyone is so shocked in the press about, you know, her line of clothing. What did you expect? It's Rihanna, the naked girl. Yeah. So why are we so shocked? I'm not. What is the question for the day? The question for the day is for the young people out there. What, I ask you, is your passion? Do you know what it is? Are you interested in finding it? Are you seeking it? Well, I would like to kind of bring you into the fold of trying to make you love yourself first while you try to find your passion. Because I do believe that when you love yourself, everything else comes easier for you. So finding your passion, I think, is one of them, right? What are your dreams? Do you have any dreams? If you have no dreams, you're not going to get far. Because you need to dream. You need to visualize that dream so that it can actually feel and seem like it's real and not really a dream before it actually comes to pass. Yeah? I'm encouraging you to do that. Is your dream or your passion something that you would do without getting paid for it? Just think about that for a minute. Because if that's something that you would do and not get paid, that is indeed your passion. And then you have to figure out a way to make some money from it. And you will. Because I know a lot of parents, you know, they'll say their children want to be an artist or whatever, and they go, "You want to be an artist? How are you going to make any money from that?" And the kid is all upset, and, you know, there's a fighting match of words ensues, and nobody really gets the upper hand. Because the young person is saying, I want to do what I want to do, and this is not your life. So we all think our kids are rude or, you know, impertinent or fresh, as some parents like to say. But actually, it is their life. They should decide what they want to do. Just reflect on your life and consider what your parents said to you when you wanted to tell them what your passion was, what your dream was, what you wanted to become. For me, my mom always says, whatever makes you happy, And I love her for that. Because I felt no pressure to be anything that she wanted me to be. I just felt my own pressure from wanting to be what I and who I wanted to be. So my encouragement to you parents, allow your children to find their own niche, their own dream, their own passion, without you trying to live vicariously through them and having a dream for them that they're not even thinking about. And they have no desire to be. So let them live their life, not yours. Okay. All right. So after you decide to do what your passion is, and you will work and you'll get no pay, but you're going to press on and you're going to find something else to earn some money, but you're still going to pursue your passion and take it on and go head on. You have to forgive. Along the way, a lot of people are going to hurt you. A lot of people are going to hate you. A lot of people are going to be jealous of you, be envious of you. Try to put roadblocks in your place, right before your foot. But make sure that you're looking. Your shoulders are back and you're sitting up straight, walking straight, and you will see the stone before you stumble. So you will succeed. And that person that is trying to be jealous of you or be envious of you or whatever they're planning to do, let them not deter you at all. Just keep on pressing, 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 pressing. Never, ever, ever give up. As a young person and as a person over 50 years old, over 40 years old, over 30, and you figure you haven't gotten to your dream yet, just keep on going, because that dream will eventually come true. Yeah? That dream will. If you are persistent and you're willing to do the work. Because whatever you choose to do, it may look easy to the person that's watching or looking on. Some of us see actors and actresses on television and we think, oh, they have an easy job and they're getting $10 million. It's not easy. It truly is not easy to be you. Whatever you choose to do, it's not going to be easy to be you. It takes effort to be you. It takes commitment to be you. It takes hard work to be you. So young people, as I close the segment on young power right now, I'm encouraging you. And I'll just take a little sip of my water. I'm encouraging you. I'm encouraging you to just keep pressing on. Okay. I'm just going to see if someone saves my voice. Hello, good evening. You're live on the Diana Wright Show.
Hello, Miss Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You saved my cough.
Pardon me?
I said you saved my cough.
Oh, I saved you.
Yes. Because I was just about going into a cough.
Okay.
Yeah, and you saved me. So thank you. What's on your mind this evening?
Pardon me?
I said, what's on your mind this evening?
Well, Jamaica is on my mind.
Jamaica?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about Jamaica is on your mind?
The health system in Jamaica is on my mind.
The health system.
Saying that, I hope a lot of Jamaicans are listening right now, because I have a niece in the hospital, and so I called her today to find out how she was doing. And her reason for being in the hospital, she's diabetic, and she got one of her fingers infected.
Wow.
She wasn't wearing gloves, and she was doing some cleaning or some, probably working for somebody. and without her gloves on, and she got infected because she got, you know what they call whitlow in our term.
What do they call it?
Whitlow. We call it whitlow when you have like in your fingernails between.
Oh, Whitlow fingers.
Right.
Yes, my grandmother had that. Your nail becomes like black.
Right.
Yes, my grandmother had that at one point. Yes.
Right. So she has a problem with that. But so when she found that she's diabetic, she tried to be careful, but she wasn't wearing her gloves at the time.
Wow.
So I called her this morning. And I said she was doing it. She's in there since last week. And she said that she did not get her finger. You know when they put the medicine on and wrap it and dress it, but today it was not done. And I said, why? The doctor didn't even come to see you.
Well, it's obvious that you've never been in the hospital in Jamaica. I have.
No. And so she said, because they do not have what to dress it with. I said, what?
Well, yes. You didn't know? You really don't know what's going on. I was in the hospital in Jamaica myself. You have to have your own sheets. Sometimes you have to go find your own bandages and all that kind of stuff. I was totally being in the hospital in Jamaica until they built the Ronnie Thwaites wing at the UW or something. That's a more sophisticated place. But trying to stay in any one of the hospitals in Jamaica, you basically have to bring your own stuff with you.
And I kind of go into a little depression, because not because she's my niece, but because of the condition there. I'm in healthcare, and God, I feel a depression coming on.
Oh yes, I'm telling you, that is a fact in Jamaica. And when you try from here to try to help, because I know lots of organizations here try to help the healthcare system in Jamaica, they have a certain attitude about you trying to come in to take over kind of thing. Because I think a couple of years some people had asked me to be involved in, a process of helping KPH. And that was the resistance that you got. It's as if they're like, well, we don't really need your help, kind of thing. And they need the help. So, I'm not shocked really, because I've actually been a patient. Yes, I was treated well because I'm Diana Wright. But I saw not pleasant things in the hospital. I really did. So I'm sorry to hear about your family member. And that's what I talk about on this show. I talk about the fact that people are not willing to move until the fire is burning their roof. It has to be their roof that's being burned. Okay?
Wow.
So you understand? So the fact that it is affecting you and someone is really making it bad. But it happens every single day there. And I'm telling you, you simply have to bring your own supplies to the hospital in Jamaica. But try going tomorrow to the store and buying all those diabetic things that she needs and to try to get it to the hospital and tell me how good your journey is. Yeah, I want you to tell me. Go do it. Because in your heart, you're feeling bad and you want to do something, and you go and you purchase these things and try to take it into Jamaica and just see the issues you get from the airport straight to the hospital. It's the strangest thing, and it's been like that. If you go to KPH, you are just saddened. Totally saddened by what goes on there. And any one of the hospitals in Kingston, they're not that much better. I don't know about the ones that are in Montego Bay or wherever else, but I can't imagine they'd be any better.
And so I was telling another niece of mine about what's happening, and she said, oh, of course, because she was in the hospital, and they But this is quite a while back, though.
Yes.
But she was giving me some story, and she said the doctor said to her, "It's gonna hurt," because they didn't have anesthesia.
They didn't have the anesthesia. Exactly. Yeah. And that's not uncommon.
They had to literally stick the needle in without deadening the spot.
And you have to bring your own gauze into the hospital when you go to the hospital in Jamaica. I'm just naming a few things. And I know for a fact. So no one can be out there being mad because I'm saying this. Because I know how people are. You know, when you speak the truth, they're like, oh, why are you trying to talk about Jamaica like that? It's the fact. Okay? It's a fact. I've been in the hospital in Jamaica. So I do know. It's just a horrible scene. And, you know, now that they've built the Ronnie Thwaites, the Thwaites wing at UW, all the people go there. But if you notice that in Jamaica, when the politicians get sick, where do you think they come? To Miami.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. They're not getting treated in Jamaica. They are coming to Miami to get treatment. And they're taking that helicopter that comes to, or that plane. They have a specific medical plane thing that they arrange. They're coming to Miami for treatment.
So I heard you talk about
Huh?
I heard you talk about whether or not they should keep the Queen in Jamaica.
Oh, yes. That's a big debate right now. Because, you know, when Portia Simpson won and became prime minister, again, she said she wants to get rid of the Queen. So it's been an ongoing conversation, but I found in the newspaper today an article about Mr. Bailey, who is an up-and-coming Jamaican heritage. He's not Jamaican. He was born in London, but his parents are Jamaican, I'm assuming, based on the fact that they said Jamaican heritage. And he says, not so fast. Jamaicans must give this some thought, because he believes that Britain provides them with a broader community to access, which they would not be able to access if they're not connected to Britain. That's what he says.
Yeah, but the point is the Queen, are they getting help from the Queen? Because something like this, I mean, I know we're not under the British colony anymore. We had independence.
We're independent, yes.
Yeah, so, but, you know, Jamaica needs help.
Jamaica needs help, but does Jamaica want help? Are they willing to get the help that they really need? That's the question. I think because sometimes when you try to help, the red tape that you have to go through is frustrating. I know people who have taken things to Jamaica and it sits on the wharf and does never, ever, ever get cleared. Medical supplies. And this is from when I was on radio on WAVS. It happens. And people would call my talk show on when I was on WAVS and complain. You're trying to help these people, but they don't want the help.
It's not any easier now than back then.
Well, I don't know if it's any easier now to get supplies in. I'm not sure, because, like I said, I tried like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago with some friends of mine, and the resistance was not, or the reception that you got was like lukewarm, if you understand what I mean. You know, and they're asking you for a whole bunch of this and that, and it's such a rigmarole. By the time you get it done, the person would have died already who needed the help. That's my opinion anyway. Seriously. Everything, it's no problem, and no problem, man. You know? So that is my question. Keeping the Queen, does it do anything for us? Getting rid of the Queen, does it do anything to harm us? And when you are willing to help the hospitals and the medical industry in Jamaica, especially the hospitals that are run by the government, by the state, what ease and how difficult is it to get to do that? That's a big question. And I don't think anyone can answer that.
Well,
Maybe I should try to get the Minister of Health on the show
I think
and let him speak.
I'm going to go down there and find out.
Well, very good. Well, I wish you well because they need help and they need help and they need help and they need help.
Because, I mean, come on now.
Yeah. If you go to when you go to Jamaica for a vacation, just pray you don't get sick until you come back here if you're going to get sick. Because staying in the hospital in Jamaica is not a pleasant experience. Well, it is if you are a celebrity or you are somebody with a name. Yes, they'll make it as great as possible for you. But regular folks, no. I'm sorry. They just don't. You just need to take a trip to KPH. Yeah, they fixed up the place, I gather, and the facade of the whole place. But the system is just not being run. Where is your niece? Is she in the country or is she in Kingston?
She's in Mandeville.
Okay. So the hospital there obviously have no supplies.
Yeah, right.
So my advice to you...
Or interaction. They might have, so they can't just the wound every day, but maybe every other day or something like that.
Every other day for a diabetic patient?
I know.
Wow. Well, my advice to you is, as it breaks your heart to know this, just try to make some phone calls and see if indeed you can get some supplies from here, because you're saying, okay, I'm going to address this problem that's affecting someone that I know. Because sometimes we try to do a big thing and we only sometimes need to do a small thing. So you do that small thing. Is it diabetic supplies they need? What exactly do they need? Dressing, whatever. And you go out and you find that and see how easy it is to get that to the person in Jamaica to get it to the hospital.
I would really, if I go there, I would really like to go directly to the hospital, talk to somebody there.
Yes.
Because I'm not only thinking about family, but there might be other folks there that is worse than she is.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's someone else that needs more than she does. But that's a place to start. So at least you can go to the hospital at that time and say to them, look, I had a relative here. This was what happened to them. I am willing to get stuff from the United States and bring in to the hospital. How does that work? And let them tell you what the process is. Is the process going to be one complicated one where you have to get this and that and all kind of clearances and stuff before you can actually bring it in? Or can I just put some stuff in my suitcase and bring it here? There's only two ways to do it.
Okay, I got a couple contacts there, so I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, check it out and do that and focus on what the need of for your family member right now so that the hospital can actually know that you are talking about something you know about and have knowledge about. And then they might be willing to listen to what you have to offer. Say, okay, I can get you 10,000 pieces of gauze or whatever, free of cost. But how does the hospital help me to get it to you? Because I don't know how customs work in Jamaica anymore, because when I go there, I just take the few little pieces of clothes that I'm wearing and that's it. So I don't get into any, hassles with custom. So I think that's the way to begin. Try to get the name of the director, of the hospital or someone that's in charge that can actually make decisions and have that person guide you to where you want to go. Because all you're trying to do is help not just your family members, but other people. Yeah, so I think that's a good place to start. Huh?
I hope there are other fellow Jamaicans out there listening and calling and would call in and, get some information or whatever.
Well, I hope there would be someone from Jamaica who has actually been in the hospital to call me and tell me what's going on out there. That would be wonderful. Or even a nurse who is in the hospital down there or whatever. because things are just bad. Actually, I know someone who has a daughter who is the head of some hospital or something down there. So I might want to call her myself to find out, what connection and how we can get her to talk about the medical system in Jamaica and how it's run and what people can actually do here. Little people like us, what can we do to help? We don't have $10 million, but, in small ways we can affect change. Right. So let's hope for that. Yes, I do know someone who has a daughter who I think she has, I don't remember exactly the position that she has, but I know it's a position of power. So I will give her a call and find out if her daughter can assist us in any way and see which hospital she's connected to. And if I don't think she's connected to a hospital in Manchester. I'm almost sure she's in Kingston. So I'll find out and see.
It really doesn't matter because if it's happening in Manchester, I'm assuming it's happening in all the other.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's happening everywhere. It's not just Mandeville. It's happening not only in Manchester, it's happening in Kingston. I can guarantee you that. And I'm sure it's happening in Montego Bay. Okay. I think the only place that might be safe is the Thwaites Wing. That is there, and it's a very posh hospital, very nice, very well, yes, very well done and equipped. When I was there, anyway, I don't know if they have kept it up and maintained it, but it was brand new when I was there, and it was a very nice hospital.
Which one is that?
Thwaites Wing. I think it's close to where the University Hospital is in Kingston.
Kingston?
Yes. Very nice hospital, very well built, very well equipped. But I note that most of the officials and the politicians, when they're ill, they head for the U.S. All right? And Miami especially. That I know for a fact. So no secrets there. All right? So I hope you don't stay into your depressed blue and come into the green with us on the show.
I didn't really stay depressed too long, but when I heard it,
yes,
man,
I know that is depressing news to know that someone is diabetic and not getting her dressing changed. Yeah, that is that. Yeah.
Said, man. And then I was talking to another niece, and she said that hospital needs to be closed down. I get that feeling that you were a little depressed about the whole thing, but cheer up, and let's not get depressed about things. Let's try to fix it. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So let's try to do something about it, as opposed to.
I'm going to filter my energy into trying to help.
Right. Exactly. So pick yourself up and move from the blue and back into the green. We'll allow you 5 minutes of depression, 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it. No more. All right. Thank you so much for calling. And I will follow up and call the lady that I know here to find out about which hospital her daughter is connected with.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, so here we go. You see, so there's lots of things we can do and try to help our fellow man. And like I said, when it hits your house, when that fire is blazing on your roof, and it's your roof, you feel that pain, that depression, she says. Yeah? And we cannot allow it to keep us down. We just have to keep moving and try to see how we can make a difference. How can you make a difference? How can you contribute? There are a few stories that we're not going to get to this evening, but we'll get to it tomorrow. And we just want to say thank you so much for joining us this evening. And have a great evening as I take care of my cough. Au revoir. Adios. Ciao.